Hey guys, Pretzelman945 here, coming back to you with another video. So this is the video I said I would do a while ago, and I've been meaning to record for a while now. I have no idea how long this video will be, but, this is going to be completely unscripted, but this is just kind of a video appreciating movie music. So, in particular, I feel like there are a few different, I guess, like, trilogies and series I really like, and franchises, like, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Marvel, Kung Fu Panda, and maybe some other movies fit in there. I think those are mainly the ones I'll be talking about tonight, but honestly, this is just a video appreciating movie music. Like, I'm just gonna go through each of those 4 series, really, and, just kind of say what I really, really like about the music in those movies. So starting with Kung Fu Panda, what I really, really love about this movie is, like, these movies' music is, like, the Asian style of it. And in particular, like, the piece Oogway Ascends is, like, such a powerful piece when it's shown in the movie. Like, it just brings about a lot of emotion in the scene. And I just really love that about it. And also, like, the rest of the music is action-packed, and, like, the celebratory music makes it really feel like something happy is going on. And then, of course, when you get to the third movie, you have Kai's theme, and this is probably, besides Oogway Ascends, my other favorite song in, like, the whole trilogy, because, like, it's just so catchy. And also, whenever it's featured in the scene, I just love that, because, like, every single scene is spiced up by it. And also, the way that it just enhances every single scene, and, like, the action-packed music of, like, post-training sequence in the first movie with, Shifu is, like, it's awesome. And then, in the third movie, in particular, when, like, Kai destroys Oogway's statue, and you hear that last bit of Oogway Ascends is, like, in this background as it, like, breaks apart. Like, the symbolism there and how the music represents it is, like, one of the most powerful moments in the entire trilogy of movies. And also in the second movie, like, the way the ominous music surrounds, like, the tragedy of what happened to the pandas, and, like, the ruthlessness of Lord Shen is just absolutely incredible. Like, that stuff is so powerful. And honestly, this one is probably going to be one of the shorter ones, because, like, there isn't as much to talk about with this series. But honestly, I love, like, the Asian style of it. And in general, I love, like, the Asian style of music. I love Asian music, I love Chinese music, I love Japanese music, I love all of that stuff. And so, in particular, like, the way that these movies excel at using this music to, like, create such powerful symbolism and emotion in a scene is, it's honestly, like, I don't know, it's awesome. It's so cool. And it definitely, like, adds to the emotion and symbolism of various scenes in the movie. And honestly, I think that just shows how talented of a composer Hans Zimmer is for that exact reason. So moving on next to Lord of the Rings, and I'll couple in the Hobbit movies as well here, as well. because there are some cool themes in there that I want to discuss. Oh boy, where did I begin? I'll start with the concerning hobbits theme. So, first off, every single piece of music in this is absolutely incredible. And the way that Howard Shore's score of these movies like blends unique individual themes with like other original ideas and then hearing them mesh together is like one of the biggest musical masterpieces ever, honestly. So I will start with the first movie. Starting with the concerning hobbits theme. I really love how this theme is so like lighthearted, and it really shows like the carelessness of the hobbits and how they seem to live in this like other third world that no one seems to care about that much, like as Gandalf says, like scarcely even aware of the existence of hobbits, like no one even really knows they're there. And like that type of music really reflects that, like, they're just innocent people happily going on with their lives. And like the woodwinds of it, I absolutely love the woodwinds of the piece concerning hobbits because they're so like lightweight, and especially with the way this is used like later in the trilogy to represent sorry, just doing something like the emotion of like the different hobbits, and such as later on the relationship between like Frodo and Sam, like when they're heading into Mordor, like the application of this theme is so diverse and throughout the trilogy, and I think that is like such genius when it comes to how it's used. So thinking about it, I would say there's maybe like 3 more really distinct themes, or no, 4. There's so many amazing themes to discuss. I don't want to say 5 more distinct themes to discuss in the first film. So the next one I really want to talk about, and this is honestly probably it's so hard to pick, but this is probably my favorite from the first film alone. Not counting one that spans. Well, this one does span across all the films. My favorite. Okay, how do I say this? I really like this theme. It's the one of the theme of the Black Riders. And honestly, I love this theme so much in particular because of the powerful chorals to this. Like, Tessie Dark Riders, I'm at Black Riders, and like the Nazgul and all that. And like the deep chorals that are used to represent like the feel of hopelessness, and like the fear of them when they're like riding past, like the dark chorals are so excellent for that. And like I think it's one of the best uses of chorals to represent a group of characters I've ever seen. Like, I cannot express how well the chorals represent just how dark and fear-inducing the chorals make the Black Riders and their presence. And this goes back to what I said about the Kung Fu Panda, about how, like, music can, like, influence the emotion of a scene. That's what it does here. It induces fear, which I think is spectacular. Like, it is very well done. So the next one that I really want to talk about is Isengard's theme. Now, this is a fun one because this one I really think demonstrates like the symbolism of how Saruman was originally like he used to walk among the woods, but now he has like only like in fact Treebeard states it perfectly in the second movie, like Saruman once walked these woods, but now he has a mind of metal. I feel like this theme perfectly represents that. Well, for one, it sounds like inherently evil, just like Saruman does, so it has that going for it. But it also I feel like demonstrates this like transition of mind that Saruman has from like traditional ideas to just the mind of the orc and just creating armies and industry. And I think the theme is utterly fantastic at representing that, especially like when the Urukai march and you hear that, you hear like you think about the results of that delve into industry, and I think that is absolutely spectacular symbolism created from this. So moving on, the next one I really want to talk about is the Rivendell theme. I think this theme is really, really cool because, it really, like, kind of, exemplifies, like, the chorals here, like, really exemplify, I feel like, the, like, grandeur and mystery of the elves and how they're like these holy mysterious beings and whatnot that not many people see, and I feel like this scene perfectly represents that, like having this air to them that not many people see and makes them all mystical and whatnot. I think that is super interesting, and it is executed very, very well, like musically. Um, I am trying to think. Oh yeah, obviously there's the main Fellowship of the Ring theme. I love this theme just because it sounds very epic, like bum 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 ba bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. And I feel like it does an excellent job of representing how like their strength as a fellowship, and I really like that. And there's so many like moments where this theme is used to represent like them together, such as in the second movie in Helm's Deep when like Aragorn and Gimli surprise the Uruk-hai, like you hear it then, like it's kind of cool. As far as I can think of, that's all the themes I can really think of. So going into the second movie, we hear the same two themes, but there are also many more cooler themes introduced here. And the main one, obviously, is the Riders of Rohan theme. And this is, I just realized I forgot to talk about one more from the first movie, and that is the theme of Mordor. Now, two more actually. So what I absolutely love about Mordor's theme is like how it sounds evil, but like it's different. Like it's different in its own way. So it sounds evil, but like it's more evil in a way of Like, it's, I don't really know how to describe it perfectly, but it's like how it's like how it's like if I feel like it describes the intent of Sauron perfectly, and like how he's this evil like warlord who wants to restore his power. And I think it does a very good job of that. But also I really think that I yeah, that the thing does a very good job of being like evil. And then there's the last one, which many people might call the main theme of the series, besides like concerning hobbits and all that. That is the theme of the ring. Now, what I absolutely love about this theme is just despite how short it is, I love how it represents like the kind of rich but saddened history behind like the ring, and also like the envelope of mystery to it, as like it corrupts whatever being it like comes into contact with. And I think that is so interesting, that how that's musically represented. So props there. Now, as I was saying, moving on to the second movie, we have the Rise of Rohan thing. What I absolutely love about this is just how majestic it is. Like, this is easily the most majestic, one of the most majestic themes. Like, bum 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 bum. So, I can't sing for crabs, but I think you do get the point. Like, the majesticness of this just is on a whole other level. Honestly, it's incredible. And then another one I kind of want to touch on was like the theme of Treebeard, and I think this one is unique because of kind of the again the envelope of like mystery it has around like the mystery of the forest, and like how not many people have forgotten it. No one really knows about the trees anymore and the ants, and I think that whole thing is super fascinating. um I hope I'm not forgetting something really important here with one of these themes. Um, and then obviously some of the themes are also repeated to great extents, like you see. Oh, yeah, okay, there is one I do want to talk about. That is Gollum's song. This is kind of a special one that you only hear in the credits, but like the lyrics I feel like perfectly represent Gollum as a character. And the fact that like the ring theme kind of circles around him is incredible. Like the ring theme is also almost his theme as well, because of like his experiences with it. And I think that's really smart to do. Um Otherwise, that's all for the second movie. When we come to the third movie, one of the best themes introduced is the Minas Tirith theme. Like, I really love this theme because it just kind of is very powerful, one, but also it kind of like creates this image of this amazing big city that Minas Tirith is. And we hear a tiny hint of this in like a Council of Elrond when like Boromir is describing Gondor, which is an interesting first like hint to it, but then it's like brought like full force by this amazing brass section, and you hear it, and I think that's incredible. Honestly, like, I think that is done to absolute musical perfection. Just overall, like, I think that's most, if not, if I did forget one of the major themes, then, like, oh well. But, like, overall, with Lord of the Rings, I really, really love how it just, can't check what time it is, apparently. I really, really love how it uses stuff like corals and then light winds and then just powerful brass and various things like that to really represent the symbolism behind a scene and just empower the emotion in a scene as well. And there's one more thing I want to talk about. That is the dwarf scene from the Hobbits movies. And this is kind of the only really unique theme I would say that's introduced. There's obviously some light parts of other themes that are introduced fantastically throughout it. But, excuse me, this theme in particular, I feel like kind of really demonstrate the persistence of the dwarves and kind of emotionalizes the journey that they go on and everything they have to fight through. Which I really think that is very powerful stuff. And like, as I was saying, for the overall thing, I love how Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits movies just use these themes to like represent the emotion and symbolism of a scene perfectly. And honestly, Howard Shore is one of the best composers of all time. Like, movie composers, by the way, hands down. And I actually decided I'm going to split this probably into 2 or 3 parts because there's no way I can get through, like, as I'm recording this, it's already 22 minutes. So, I'm going to cut it off here and expect the second part at some point. Possibly a third part. I don't know if we'll get that far, but thanks for watching. I know this was kind of off the cuff, unscripted, but it's just something I thought would be interesting to make, which about something that I don't feel like is appreciated nearly enough. Yeah, that's everything. See you guys.